welcome back to our channel where we discuss about social among the world. And today's interesting topic is about law and society talks. The podcast where we dive into the issues shaping our communities. I'm Amalia, and today we are talking about gender stratification. The way society creates inequality based on gender. We will explore this issue both locally and globally, discuss patriarchy and sexism, break down terms like cisgender, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and end with a closer look at gender identity. And the most exciting part is I'm not doing this alone. I'm joined today by two amazing guests and a really good friend of mine. So, I introduce you. The first one is, you can introduce yourself.
My name is AQILAH binti MOHAMAD IZHAR. Nice to meet you guys. Hello.
And sitting beside her,
Okay, my name is AIMAN binti FAISAL. Hi.
welcome to both of you, and thank you for joining me today to talk about our topic. It's been a long time since we met, right?
Yes. I miss you.
Okay. I'm sure they can't wait to hear our discussion for today. But before that, you guys must want to get to know with them a little bit, right? Can you both share a bit about yourself? Starting with you.
Okay. I will share a little bit. My name is, as you guys know, AQILAH binti MOHAMAD IZHAR. I was born on 14 March 2007. Currently living in Negeri Sembilan. I'm the first daughter, so I kind of like to speak and doing some research. So today I already made some research about this topic, and so I can't wait to share it with you guys.
Okay. What about you?
Okay, my name is AIMAN, as you guys know. I born in Johor on 12th February 2007. Same with AQILAH. I also excited to be in this podcast today because I think this issue is kind of hot nowadays, right? Because we rarely talk about this issue about gender and society. So I'm really excited to know what is you guys' opinion about this.
Yeah, I think there are lots of people want to talk about this, but they
Yes.
don't have enough encourage to talk about it
Yes.
because maybe they can touch sensitivity
Yes.
among the people. Okay. So, yeah, their background is really interesting and unique. I would love to what their thoughts on today's topics. So, today's topic is a really open topic. Anyone can join to take a shot on this podcast, and it could be sociology students or science students. It's all open. So, let's begin with the basics. Gender stratifications refers to the unequal distribution of power, resources, and opportunities between. So, could you guys explain in only simple terms why gender stratification exists and why it's so persistent in society? So, let's begin with the basics. Gender stratifications refers to the unequal distribution of power, resources, and opportunities between. So, could you guys explain in simple terms only why gender stratification exists and why it's so persistent in society? Maybe Aiman can answer this question. What's
Okay.
on your mind?
I think, in my opinion, this gender stratification exists because it is a tradition and tradition that has been passed down towards generation. Because in their mind, they tend to think that men supposed to do this, women supposed to do this, right?
Yes.
Because I think. But for thousands of years, societies across this world have been organized in ways where men were usually seen as the main providers and women were viewed as the primary caregiver. Like we already has the mindset that men have to do the hard job and women will do the opposite one. So I think this keep persistent because no one will try to stop this mindset, and it will keep passed down towards generation carefully from one generation to the next. And I think it's also because people gradually accepted them as something that is normal. So they think this issue, this gender stratification is normal in this world. So no one try to stop it. That's why it keep persistent nowadays. So over time, the division of roles became so deeply rooted that it was rarely questioned by people because they think it is normal today. And even today, these traditional ideas continue to influence our society to think that men and women have different jobs that they can do what the other gender do. Yeah. So I think that is my opinion.
That's a really solid point you have there, Aiman. What about Aqilah? What do you think about Aiman's statement? Yep.
Do you agree with me?
Yes. For me, I agree with FAIQAH's opinion because it's happening. It's
Yeah.
happening right now.
Yes.
Basically, we can take a look on family roles.
Yes.
It's a very clear evidence that we have.
Yeah.
Yes. And I would like to add that we see men as someone that is stronger than women.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's why this gender stratification keep happen in this world, and no one try to stop them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe there are people trying to stop, but they
They can't-
They don't have the enough encourage to do
Yes.
so.
I agree with that statement.
Let's think for a second. Have you ever noticed or experienced how men and women are expected to behave differently but in the same situation? That's stratification at work. So moving on, let's take this discussion local and global. Aqilah, Aiman, I would like to ask you, have you guys experienced or noticed gender stratification at work in your life, maybe on your studies, anything that you have experienced?
For me, I think there is. I would like to talk about gender stratification in education, where girls are actually more recognized as genius students than boys. But in terms of specific studies, like STEM, there always more boys were focused on it than a girl. So maybe that is the gender stratification that I saw right now, and also at work.
Yeah, that's so real.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that all of people knows, the how we saw there is more headmasters,
Yes.
male headmasters than women, and also other job scopes that required more male's worker than women's worker?
I would like to add my own experience. So I went for an interview for to continue my studies, and my teammates, like I can say the most of it is girls, and only one boy in that team, and I can sense the gender bias there on the boys.
Oh,
So yeah,
what do you mean by the gender bias? Can you explain it a bit?
I mean like the interviewer,
More into the boy.
yeah, like the
Oh.
way she speak, the tone, we can recognize it, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it's real, guys. It's happening.
So yeah, based on my experience also, it's actually similar to AQILAH situation. When I was in secondary school, we after form 3 we go into form 4 and we need to choose our course, right?
Yes.
So actually by that time I actually want to go for an engineering course, which is the subject called graphic communication technical. But in our school, mostly the boys that will take the course. So and it's actually continue to happen in that school. Mostly boys are mostly boys are more than girls in that class, because teachers will accept boys more because they tend to think that boys are really suitable into that course rather than girls.
Do you guys get to choose that course, or the teachers will decide?
Teachers will decide for you.
Understandable.
Yeah, and I didn't get it. Yeah. So it's actually happened in real life.
Yeah. So moving on, let's look at our second questions. So from your activism work, how do misconceptions about gender identity affect young people's lives?
Misconceptions often lead to stigma, bullying, and exclusion. Many young people struggle with self-acceptance when society doesn't understand or respect their gender identity.
Yes.
This can affect their mental health, education, and sense of psychology. Instead of exploring their full potential, they may feel pressured to fit in to rigid gender expectations. So it's, for the example, it's always happening in school. Yes, of course, bullying always happen in schools right now, and the main reasons why it's happened is gender stratification. Yeah. So basically, maybe some of the boy students feel that they are strong enough to bully the other girl student, or the others more weaker boy students. So they had gender stratification or gender bias in school.
Okay, so right here we can see that gender stratification can be also a reason of bullying, guys. What do you think, FAIQAH?
Yeah, this is my first time hearing that kind of information, so I'm really shocked to hear that, because I never experienced this issue. But I strongly agree with Aqilah's opinion, and I think misconceptions towards this really can affect the young generations, because as I said earlier, if we didn't try to stop this mentality, so it will keep going from day by day. So I think that's my opinion.
It will getting worse.
Yeah, it will getting worse.
See, guys, effort matters.
Yes.
Please do something.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's dig into the roots of patriarchy and sexism. Patriarchy is a system where men hold primary power, and sexism is prejudice or discrimination based on gender, such as men can also be raped. If you guys have heard, the majority of rape cases, it's always blamed on men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Women rarely got the blame,
Yes.
but men can also be raped by
Yes.
women, right?
Yes.
What do you think? Like short opinion. Okay. So what do you guys think? Just some short opinion.
I think I disagree with that kind of mindset because we people in this generation, they usually think that men are more stronger than women, so they think that men will rape the woman instead of women doing that thing. Because I think it is also possible for women to do that because it is actually not really need the strong that men have. So
Like the strong doesn't justify the case.
yes. So yeah, I
It
think
can be. It can happen for
for
both gender.
both gender, yes. So I think we should stop this kind of mindset. We should know the really the problem and the cause of the problem happens.
Yeah, we should really hear.
Yes, both sides.
Both sides. Don't
Yes.
just hear from one-sided
Because
story.
I usually see that this kind of generation really love to do their assumption when they hear only one side without
Yeah,
hearing the
yes.
another side. So I think this should stop, guys. Yes.
Reminder.
They just hurt the majorities,
Yes.
not the minorities,
Yes.
because rape case, majority the one who did that is a man.
Yes.
But you guys need to know, you guys need to remember that
Women
nowadays women also can do
that.
rape.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really agree with that.
Reminder: don't hear one-sided story.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a look at our next questions. Do you think young people today are more aware of sexism compared to previous ones?
Yes, I believe so. With social media, global movement, and greatest of education, young people nowadays have been exposed to sexism and inequality. For example, right now we are studying about
Yes.
sexism, inequality, gender stratification.
Yes.
Also in primary and secondary school also, they learn about self-protection, healthcare, and also how to avoid sex. Yes.
Yes.
So they are quicker to challenge stereotypes and question unfair treatment. However, awareness doesn't always translate into change. So just like you guys said before this,
Yes.
even with an awareness, sometimes there is no change have been
Yes.
made. Okay, and because there is still a gap between knowing and acting.
Yes.
Because right now, there's not a lot of people who knows about some topics. They're just more like acting.
Yeah, pretending.
They're pretending.
Yes,
to know
they're
that.
pretending to know about gender. They're pretending to know about sexism, but they didn't
Really know about
really know. They didn't learn it
Yes.
in theory concepts. I think that's all.
it. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a really powerful point. And sexism can be subtle, like someone assuming women aren't good at leadership,
Yes.
or very visible like pay gaps. Come on, guys. Nowadays, women can also be a really good leader.
Yes.
So we have lots of example women being the leader. Sometimes women being leader is better than men.
Yes.
So the equality is really important. Do you guys know news about women empowerment?
Yeah.
Like recently, do you guys know about it?
Yeah, I've heard that issue. Can you tell about it?
Like more detail.
So recently, we got a news
Yes.
from Malaysia Airlines where from from cabin to cockpit there is only women crews.
Yeah.
You know how nice it is to so male-dominated jobs
Yes.
being conquered
by women.
by women.
Yeah, that shows woman power.
Yes.
So it shows that that profession not only focus on
Yeah.
men but women also can do that. So come on guys, it's 2025. We
Yes.
should stop this gender stratification.
It's not impossible anymore.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to gender identity and some terms students often hear. Before that, let me explain briefly about cisgender, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Cisgender is identity matches birth sex, like our normal gender, right? Like
Yeah.
we are females, like that.
Yes.
And lesbian, gay, bisexual is sexual orientations. And lastly, transgender is identity different from assigned sex. They want to be the opposite one, like their natural gender. Okay, so I would love to ask you guys, why is it important for society to understand these terms correctly when discussing equality?
I think it's really important for society to understand these terms correctly because to avoid conflict that happen between one another. Avoiding conflict in communication is really important because misusing terms can create tension, arguments, or even resistance. When the language that has been used is unclear, people may feel attacked or misunderstood.
Yeah.
This which prevents cooperation. People will tend to have more arguments. However, when individuals use the right words with accuracy and respect, it helps to build trust with each other and reduce hostility and establish common ground. So yeah, I think it's important because the main point is to avoid conflict with each other.
Yeah, because maybe we can hit someone's sensitivity, so we must be
Yes.
careful of what we're saying.
Yes. Only say what is appropriate to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your mom?
Yes.
So, without understanding, it's easy to create stereotypes or even spread harmful myths. It can be also lead to misunderstanding that will trigger anybody. And surely we will not want that to happen, right?
Yes.
So, maybe you guys can share examples of gender inequality you have seen but locally.
Examples gender inequality locally that I've ever seen is I do some research on topics pay gap and employment. So Malaysia women earn less than men on average, even when doing similar jobs. But basically this happens in a private sector.
Oh, yeah.
Because in government sector, the pay
Equal.
is equal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's equal between the workers. So, DOSM reported that in 2022, women on average made a total income of only 42,080 ringgit only, compared with men's 63,117. In other words, for every 100 in salaries and wages received by men, women only receive 66 ringgit 67 cents only. So this means in 2022, women on average made 33.33% less than men per year. So you can see how the pay gap between women and men's worker in
Yeah.
2022.
I think it nearly hit 50% of a man pay.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah,
Mm.
women needs to earn the same as men.
Yes.
But basically it's increasing
Oh yeah.
following the
really.
years
Because
in 2023 women's salaries is 18.6% less than men's.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's increasing.
Oh, so people actually have the what already realized about this issue.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
people get the awareness.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another examples that I have is family roles. There is 4 points that I'll be talking about in family roles. First, unequal division of labor. As you guys can see, right now, both wife and husbands, majority they are working.
Yes.
They are working and they
Because career woman is increasing, right?
Yes.
So, in our local household, there is always an unequal division of labor. Because women in Malaysia spend nearly double the hours men spend on unpaid domestic work, such as
Yes.
cleaning, cooking, and child rearing.
Yes.
So basically, women do all the household chores and house.
Well, actually, men also can do that job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not only focused on women. Yeah.
Because right now there is a stay-at-home dad.
Yes. We
Yes.
have
And it's have been practiced by some people, but not in a majority of society. It's only minority. And then women do career sacrifices.
Yes.
They left their career to be a housewife, to take care of the children and do the unpaid jobs.
Yeah.
And the third one is decision making in families. In many households, men are still viewed as the head of the family with greater authority in financial and life decisions. But in certain households, there is also a woman who handled the financial.
Yes.
So that's the thing that we want. It's been equally divided and it's not one-sided. And lastly, marriage and care expectations. Women often face cultural pressure to marry young, prioritize family over career, and take on the bulk of emotional and physical caregiving. So
Yes.
if women didn't get married in a young age,
It's a big problem.
it's a big problem.
Yes.
She will be a topic for a hot gossip
Yes.
in her village.
And I
Yes.
think for more loving family, husband and wife should work together on
Yes.
house chores,
Yes.
so that not only
Only
one
for-
person
yes.
burdened with house chores, and it will also strengthen their bonds.
Yes. Because they are both working, right? So they rarely have time together. So yeah, they need to do this
This is
together.
the opportunity.
Yeah.
House chores making their relationship even stronger.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so next one. How do you guys see global patterns influencing local conversations about gender?
I think global patterns strongly influencing local conversations about gender because worldwide movements, media and policies continuously shape how communities think, act and speak about this equality issue. Because we can look at international, they do campaigns such as those that promoting women's rights and gender equality in the workplace and the fight against harmful stereotypes is actually have a powerful impact on the local attitudes also. For instance, when global platforms highlight issues like unequal pay, like the one that AQILAH said earlier, lack of representation in leadership or gender-based violence. So by looking at these issues, local communities start to begin to reflect on these same issues within their own context. So they actually acknowledge that this issue not only happen internationally but also locally. Yeah. I also would like to add that media plays a particularly important role as social networks and international news that make it easier for all people to see progress or struggles in other countries. So we local people can see how they solve their issues about this gender stratification. So yeah.
So, awareness is important, but effort matters, guys. So, moving forward, if you could change just one thing to reduce gender stratifications, it can be locally or globally, what will it be?
I would focus on equal access to education.
Yes.
Education empowers people to think critically, empowers challenge stereotypes, and pursue opportunities beyond traditional gender roles. When girls and boys are given equal chances in learning, they are more likely to break cycles of inequality, both locally and globally.
Yes.
So, after they studied about this gender stratification, they know how to handle it. They know how to avoid this.
Yes.
And they know more
Yeah.
about gender. And all of these things start with an equal access to education.
Yeah. Don't underestimate education power, guys.
Yes.
Education is really powerful. What about you, Aiman?
I think for me, if I could change just one thing to reduce gender stratification, I would challenge the stereotypes and I would change this gender stratification based on the job scope. Okay, I will explain it a bit. I think people nowadays they limit who can enter certain professions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for example, we can see that for a nurse, they usually will take woman nurse more than male nurse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the gender disparity is slowly being broken as more men join the field despite social stigma. So I think by normalizing the idea that both men and women can thrive in caring professions like nursing as well as technical fields like engineering, we can encourage equality and open more opportunities for everyone. So I think I would like to break these stereotypes locally and globally, so it will help create a world where careers are based on skills and passions and not based on gender. So I think that's my one of the way that I want to do to change to reduce gender stratification.
Yeah, that's really brave of you to do
Yes.
such big
Yes.
step.
Yeah.
Great insight from both of you. And for students listening, your role is important too. Question stereotypes, advocate for fairness, and support inclusivity. Alright, I think we have reached the end. Let me do some short briefing about today's topic. So, gender stratification locally and globally. Causes of patriarchy and sexism, key terms around cisgender, LGBT, and gender identity, and most importantly, how we can move forward. A big thank you to our guests for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us to.
This podcast,
Yeah.
I love it
Yeah.
because it was an outdoor concept.
Yes.
You can come more often if you
Okay.
want.
You can invite us
Yes.
again later.
Okay.
We can talk about another topic.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing such valuable perspective. And I hope some of our sharing can add to all of your knowledge, even a little. We here also learn something
Yes.
from today's talk,
I
right?
Yes.
learned a lot of new things.
Yeah.
And new information.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in to Law and Society Talks. Share this episode, keep the conversation going, and until next time, stay informed and stay inspired. If you want to watch more, don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification button to not miss the upcoming exciting episodes. See you when I see you.
Don't forget, one knowledge a day
lead to
success.
Bye.
Bye.